Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
The Rockin' Review is coming at you, and I'm thrilled to have on a friend of mine, Seidina Reed, the daughter of legendary award-winning musician and film actor star Jerry Reed.
Yes, he did it all, didn't he?
He really did. You know, it's so funny, Seidina. You know, when you look at his body of work over the years, you know, and obviously I knew him best for his music and his great songs and everything like that. But a lot of the younger generation only know your dad for his movies.
I know, thank goodness for those movies, because that leads them eventually to discover that he was a master guitar player.
Well, you know, it's interesting too, you know, and obviously with the big event coming up this next Wednesday, September 18th, which will be the 8th annual Jerry Reed tribute.
Yes.
And you've got some great stars along with you and your sister Lottie playing this.
Yes, we do. This year, Tracy Lawrence is coming out. Leroy Parnell, Joan Elmosser, John Schneider.
Wow.
You know, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have the Young Thumbs coming out.
You know, I think each year, and having been to it for the last 2 or 3 years, to the tribute, I think that you just keep getting better and better guests. I think that all the guests have been great, just like with Billy Dean last year.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
it was
just,
fun.
I think it's nice to hear the tribute of fellow musicians pointing to your dad, Jerry Reed, and going, this is why I listened to him and idolized him. And you and I were talking too, Seidina, to where Chet Atkins was a huge fan of your dad's and produced a lot of his albums and certified him a certified guitar player.
Well, he's the one that got Dad started. He told him, just go in the studio and do that stuff you do, Reed. You know? But he described Dad as, you know, once in a lifetime, a great gift comes floating down the river. He said, that's Jerry Reed.
Well, you know, and you and I were talking recently too, Seidina, where, you know, a lot of us knew your dad from like his great, you know, picking and everything, known for the claw technique and everything like he used on Amos Moses and stuff. But also, you know, your dad did a lot of great ballads, you know, that people don't even realize.
His vocal range from singing his songs.
Right.
I came to realize what a vocal range he had. He had a beautiful baritone voice. Oh, yeah. But, you know, when you sing his songs, you have to be able to do this.
Well, and I have to bring up that you did a great job also on your album that you came out with a few years ago.
Thank you.
Today Is Mine. And this will be available and possibly other artists that are on the stage.
Yes, we sell our CDs out in the foyer.
Yeah, how nice is that, though?
The foyer of the CabaRay.
And the thing is, though, you chose, and I love the picture, too, on the inside. Look at that with the picture of your dad.
Oh, I love that picture of Dad.
It's such a great shot, and that you actually did this, you know, choosing songs that were close to you of your dad's.
Yeah. Today Is Mine, that's always been a special, beautiful song to me. Feel For You, that was the first song I ever recorded on, remember those gray reel-to-reels?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Daddy took me downstairs and see who there crying boy.
You know what, I got to bring this up too, and I highly recommend our viewers, you know, if you want to look this up with Seidina Reed on a YouTube video, to where your dad and Ralph Emery are pitching to you and you're singing Cry.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched that video last week and you said, oh yeah, I had to do all those shows. It had to be unique to go on there and your dad is introducing you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. And you know, I always knew Dad was successful, but I really did not have a clue until working this tribute show how big he was and how much of an effect he had on people. You know, everyone who's ever met him has a story.
Right.
Or he inspired them to do this or that. And Dad was just, you know, he really loved people.
Yeah, you said that. And also, I think, you know, your mom should get a lot of credit, too.
Oh, gosh,
obviously, for keeping your dad together, for all the session work he did.
Yes.
And the tours and the shows. and so without your mom, you know, Prissy, he would not have really been able to do. You said one time she was out of town on vacation and your dad didn't know where he needed to go.
We went on a vacation. Us girls went on a vacation and mom said, I'm not calling him for a couple of days. So she finally called him. He had missed all of his sessions. Missed all of his sessions.
You know what? One of the other fun stories that you shared with me was obviously Elvis Presley recorded a number of your dad's songs. But I found it very interesting about Guitar Man, to where Elvis was in studio. You got to tell this story to our viewers.
Well, he wanted to record Guitar Man, and he wanted the guitar like Dad played on there. So Felton Jarvis told him, if you want guitar like Reed plays, you're going to have to get Reed. Nobody else can do that. So I'm like 5, 6 years old. We're down on the little houseboat.
Yeah, you got to tell us about
the fish. On the Cumberland River. Oh, yeah, I had a little green fishing pole about this big. 4, 5, 6 years old. I don't remember.
Right.
And Dad's got me up at the front of the houseboat just fishing. And he was getting ready to fish with me. And it did that thing. I said, Daddy, I got a fish. No, you're just stuck on the bottom. Daddy, I got a fish. No, you're just stuck on the bottom. And then this guy comes running down the dock. Reed, Elvis wants you. Elvis wants you. So Daddy gets up and they whisper,
Yeah.
And I'm like, Daddy. And by that time, this huge carp came up. And my dad looks and says, my God, that's the biggest carp I've ever seen in my life. And he's apologizing. Baby, I didn't bring the net. I'm going to have to cut it off. I'm so sorry. I got to go. I got to go.
So you guys went to shore, and then he went into the studio.
There you go. And they ended up, Elvis did several of Dad's songs.
Wow, that is so amazing, and so many hit
Yeah.
songs. And I wanted to bring up also, last year, I think it was, or possibly the year before, where Tom Bresch did the video, and you had all the different images of your dad and Burt Reynolds and how close they were.
Yeah.
And it's
That was a
amazing how
beautiful
many
video.
movies they did. And then, like a day or so after that, Burt passed away.
I know. And I got to see him within the year before he passed away as well.
And we were talking,
really
too, about the films that your dad had been a part of with Adam Sandler.
Yes.
And how big a fan Adam Sandler is of your father.
That was Dad's last movie.
Wow.
Waterboy. And he loved Adam. He talked about how brilliant he was, and there's going to come a day everybody's going to talk about Adam Sandler.
Well, and he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad predicted it right. And it was neat, too, I thought that, your dad reached at a point, in the early 2000s where he really wanted to get back to the music, too.
Yeah.
That he missed it because,
Yeah.
Obviously doing the movies and the TV, and he had his own TV show for a while. And you and I were talking, too, that he hosted Glenn Campbell's show for a while.
Yeah, he did they gave him the summer replacement show.
Wow.
And he was a semi-regular during the regular season. They toured together, did concerts together, and yeah, it was a fun thing. That's when Dad started hitting it.
Well, and you toured with your dad for a while, too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I started when I was 14, kind of on and off. He didn't take me everywhere,
Right.
Up until 23, 24 when I had my son.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's still obviously a representation of your dad in the Country Music Hall of Fame also.
Yes.
With the famed Baldwin guitar.
It's in there. I hope they're showing it.
Yeah, that he took the
We
hacksaw
put it in
to.
there so it would be safe and so everybody could see it. Yeah.
Well, I think
he cut it out.
Yeah, just so
Yeah.
he could reach all the way up
That's
and play
it.
those higher notes that your dad did.
Yeah.
Well, just an incredible testament. I'm so glad that you guys are keeping this going. And it is
Thank
the
you, Eric.
8th annual Jerry Reed Tribute, which will be this coming Wednesday, September 18th, 7:30 p.m. at CabaRay. And I think there's still tickets available.
There are, but they are selling. So
So,
go get them online at Ray Stevens Cabaret, RAY.com. Yeah, they're $30 online, $35 at the door. And if you want to sit in the balcony, that's $20. There will be appetizers, or horse d'oeuvres, as Dad used to call them.
Exactly. And Ray Stevens was also a good friend of your dad's.
Oh,
and
gosh,
was part of the
yes,
reason
yeah.
that Jerry Reed came to Nashville.
Yeah, well, they were buddies back when they were teenagers. They played parties and stuff on the weekends.
Wow.
Yeah, so Ray moved up here first with Chip Young and a few others, and they called and told Mom and Dad, y'all got to get up here. The sessions are booming. The session thing's booming. You'll have to get up here.
Obviously, that was a good call.
That was a very good call. Yeah, it was.
Well, and also be sure and check out Seidina's album, which is Today Is Mine. You can find it online and everything and purchase it as well. But I would recommend you come to the show, and I love that picture of your dad inside the
I do
album.
too.
And
Thank you.
and I think Seidina might even sign it for you if you come to the show.
Oh, my gosh.
So that'd be pretty. She's going to have a table set up, and obviously a lot of the artists that are playing the tribute will have their albums available as well. But support this. I think it's a great way to keep Jerry Reed's memory alive and the music alive. So try and attend it this next week if you can, the 8th annual Jerry Reed Tribute at CabaRay. Seidina, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks for watching the Rockin' Review.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.